Welcome back to the Alphagolic. Today we're cooking with vodka and we're making spicy vodka pasta and it's going to be delicious. So let's cook with me. We're going to have a little duck fat, pasta, a little mushroom in there. So let's start this journey. First, we need to get the pasta going. Let's get this thing going. Always salt your water. SOOOO. Oh yeah, we got the pasta going already, didn't we? And we're gonna cut up an onion here. Make sure we get it all diced up. Make sure you finely chop all your onions. And it can be as fine as you want. It doesn't have to be super fine, but instead of crunching into the big onion, just make them super fine. Super fine. That should be a song. Is that a song, super fine? Oh, you know what I need? Ah! Can you hear me? I'm like, hands are empty. Oh my gosh, you're a lifesaver. Make sure they're super fine. Yeah, whatever method works. Next, we're gonna actually dice up some of this garlic here. All right, next we're gonna break out my new toy. I got a new toy for the kitchen. I've actually had one before, but it got lost in a move. Let me get it.
Hey, can you grab me a beer while you're down there?
Oh, yeah. I got you too, buddy. There you go. Anything for the camera, man. Mandolin. I got a mandolin. I'm pretty excited about it. This one was like 10 bucks at Aldi's. You can cut your fingers on these pretty easily, so be careful. I'm gonna try it on setting 2. And actually, we're gonna do setting 3. I'm gonna do setting 3, make them just a little bit thicker. All right, so we got our mushrooms done with the mandolin. I didn't lose a finger or the tip of my thumb. We're good to go. Next, we're gonna get our skillet going. A little bit of olive oil. So, but since it's olive oil, I mean, you know what we have to do. I mean, it's the Alphagolic, so I mean, you just gotta get you a good shot of it, you know, SOOOO. I'm just kidding. No, we're gonna put it actually in the skillet. Get us about, I guess that was like 3 tablespoons of oil going in the skillet here. And then of course you gotta hydrate. Once the skillet gets hot, oil gets hot, we'll throw our mushrooms and our onions in. It's gonna be fragrant deliciousness. All right, so we got our onions. Oh, let me say that again. I said we got our onions. Those are clearly mushrooms. We got our mushrooms, we got our onions, and we got our garlic. Our oil is nice and hot. And you don't have to use mushrooms if you don't like mushrooms. You can use this with chicken, turkey, you know, let your mind go crazy. That's what the fun thing about cooking is you can do whatever you want. I'm using mushrooms because I love mushrooms. You also can't forget your salt. Gonna do a little pinch of kosher salt here. All right, we're gonna let these reduce. Cook them till they're a little, you know, translucent. Hope you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. It might be the vodka talking though. I'm not sure. So this recipe usually calls for like whole milk, and this is the alternative that I found that works pretty good. We're gonna put 1 cup of almond milk and our other favorite thickener for us Alphagolics, cornstarch. We're just gonna do 2 tablespoons of that to give us a nice thickener. It'll thicken up for us. Next, we blend.
Will it blend? That is the question.
Where am I going with these? For our cheesiness, this is what we're gonna use. I've shown this on some previous videos, mainly on my TikTok and Instagram Reels, but it's Nutritional Yeast. It's super cheesy, kind of like me, and delicious. But if you're not sensitive to dairy, use Parmesan for this recipe. But this will make it cheesy and delicious as well. So I got rigatoni pasta. You can use penne pasta, but just make sure it's tubular and holds a lot of sauce. Add this in. We're gonna let that boil. And we're gonna add some spices into our actual mushrooms. We live. So I got 2 tablespoons of oregano in here, 1 tablespoon of thyme, 2 teaspoons of red pepper flake, and just a little bit of black pepper. And I guess I'd say about 1 teaspoon of it. We're gonna add this in here and let it get fragrant. We're gonna sit here and let that cook for about maybe not even a quarter of a beer. We're gonna add our garlic in here. Next, we're gonna add our tomato paste. All right, we've got our garlic nice and fragrant. We're gonna add in our tomato paste, about 4 ounces. This is a 6-ounce jar, so I'm just gonna do just a nice decent scoop. We're gonna stir and get this all mixed up. Ooh, you can smell that red pepper. But I'm not gonna lie, it smells like pure gasoline.
They've done studies, you know. 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
We got this stirring. Vodka, 1/3 cup. And we're gonna throw about 1/3 cup in here. Oh no, it's running over. Oh, my bad. A little bit for the food, a little bit for me. Now we're gonna stir, let this simmer a little bit, kind of cook out the alcohol. Oh, am I still live? Oh, but one thing you wanna make sure is that you do cook this vodka off. Otherwise your pasta will taste like straight vodka. We don't want that. We just want the essence of it. We don't want vodka. I'm gonna just go ahead, I'm gonna reduce my heat just a little bit and let that simmer. And before we add our little concoction, our whole milk. I keep saying whole milk. Ooh, pardon me, vodka's coming back. Before we add our heavy cream, which is what this recipe really calls for. If you have a sensitivity to sugar, don't use sugar. You can use a little bit of honey if you want. I'm not sensitive to sugar, so I'm gonna throw a little bit of sugar. Cuts down a little bit on the acid. Throw just a little bit of sugar in there. Then we are gonna add in our little, what they call for like heavy cream. This is our version of heavy cream. I'm just gonna throw this bad boy in here. We're gonna get it mixed up. Ooh, look at that. So I reserved 2 cups of the pasta water for some extra starches in there to make our sauce a little bit more saucy. I want to throw those in there. Next, where'd it go? Next, for a little bit of added fat, instead of using butter for this, I'm gonna use duck fat. I ordered this online. It's kind of hard to get some duck fat where I live. I can find it in the stores every so often. So I'm gonna throw just a little bit of extra duck fat to give it that delicious supple flavor. Okay, so I've added in my 2 cups of pasta water, and the reason I did that is because there's starches in that, and it'll help thicken it up. I've also let it reduce. So now you have one of 2 options. If you are dairy sensitive, this is your option. We're gonna add in about 1/3 of a cup or a little bit more. I usually kind of add it to taste of nutritional yeast. It's really good. I love it. You wouldn't know the difference. Or you could add in your Parmesan. Parmesan kind of does the exact same thing as nutritional yeast. Gives it that good little rich, cheesy dairy flavor, but also helps thicken the pasta a little bit more. Helps thicken the pasta, not the pasta, right? It might be the shots of vodka getting to me. I don't know. I'm gonna opt for the nutritional yeast. Yeah, I say 1/3 of a cup, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eyeball it. And you know what? I think it needs just a little bit more. So, 1/3 of a cup, 1/2 of a cup. I kind of do it to taste. I'm gonna get this incorporated, and then I'm gonna get my spoon. It's cheesy and it's spicy. Now this is spicy vodka pasta. I put 2 teaspoons of red pepper flake. If you don't want it that spicy, you can back it off to 1 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon. Make it how spicy or as spicy or as less spicy as you like. Our sauce has thickened up. My pasta's down and ready to be thrown in and tossed. Oh my gosh. Thanks for joining the Alphagolic. Be sure you like and subscribe. Follow me, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, the Alphagolic. I appreciate every one of you subscribing, liking, and commenting. I love our community that we have, and I hope this inspires you. Take this recipe to make it whatever you want. Add chicken, add less spice to it. But I will say, the nutritional yeast does cut down on a lot of that spice. But make this your own. Don't be afraid. And live your life.